Right, going for a hack down the lane. Was thinking of going to the beach. The tide was in, but with this wind, it's just whatever wind you get like on a normal road or a normal lane, it will be like, it will feel like 10 times that on the coast, to the point where it's really not enjoyable. So I just thought, well, the tide's going to be in, it would have been brilliant, but we're just going to be battling the wind. So I just thought, sod that, let's vlog a little hack down the lane. So yep. Now I don't know if I'm going to end up getting myself a mic. We'll see how it goes. Right, so I've been hacking down this, oh, there's a car. Thank you. Wait. I've been hacking down this lane for about 10 years now, ever since I moved up north. Yep. So of course I used to hack down here with my old horse first. I still have him. So there's little lay-bys and things that you can sort of move into if there's, you know, oncoming traffic and stuff. Like now. We haven't actually done this hack. I call this a lazy hack down the lane. We haven't done this for like a few weeks now. It's just one of those things. Thank you. I love it when you get like the really nice, polite drivers, like they acknowledge you. That's one thing I love, when they actually, you know, acknowledge you. I think that's something a lot of riders can resonate with. When you get thanked for moving out of the way for them. Right, come on Lara, let's make this hack a little bit more interesting. Must admit, I'm loving this vlogging though. Makes me feel like there's people there with me. Yeah. So used to doing this lonely hack, I call it. Other than the few people that wave at you. So yeah, it doesn't feel so lonely now that I feel like possibly I'm chatting to a few viewers. And even if I'm feeling miserable, I'm going to try not to sound it. I was thinking to myself, I've sod it, it's brilliant, just go to the coast. We're 12 miles away from it, from where she's stabled, and I thought, oh fantastic, tide's in at 12, so you give it a good 45 minutes to an hour to actually have some beach to go on, and it would have been perfect for 11. And I just thought, well, we're going to go there, and the wind, you can't even call it wind, it's like gale force, it's just going to hit you so hard. And I thought, I want to film it when it's, I mean, obviously you can't do things in perfect conditions. You've got to film the good with the bad. But, you know, I've been videoing my horses and animals for years, but this vlogging thing is just so new. So I got this camera especially because 10 years ago I got an old action camera, I think before even vlogging took off, an old Escape, and I used it recently to, you know, to try to film, and I thought, oh my god, it's like this 10-year-old camera, and it's really basically, there was just, it did the job, it didn't overheat anything. So I was really surprised, 45 minutes non-stop, did not overheat or anything. But you know, I don't think it would have been very enjoyable for the viewer. So then I thought, okay, I need to get myself, you know, either one of these DJIs or a GoPro. So I, you know, spoke to a few vloggers online, asked them, because I thought their footage was amazing, and I just thought, you know, let's find out what they're using. And then I had a really scary incident at the beach. Oh my god. Basically, her and me had gone out. I think we'd gone out to meet the tide. We were about a mile away from the coast, cantering along. Wouldn't say it was really a gallop, and the next minute she just took off. And I thought, what? You know, no matter what speed she goes at, I know this horse. And I thought, what's happened? And I was just convinced, because of the way that she was moving, I thought some sort of crab must have latched onto her fetlock. And I thought, you know, while she's taking off, you know, do I have the courage to turn my head right back and see? I mean, I kind of just used my voice. I've always used voice commands with her. I use my voice to basically to ask her to stop. No pulling, nothing. And so I slowed her down and she took off again, and I thought, this is really weird. Something's wrong. And while she was in takeoff mode, I turned and looked, and there was a dog basically on her tail. Wasn't vicious or anything, acting like it was playing, but that can be really scary. I could not believe it. I thought, what? I'm like a mile away from the coast and I could see the owner in the distance. And I thought, but he's not even calling it, nothing. And I thought, I'm coming off it, because I just thought she's gonna, how can I explain? I've come off her before, so that's not a big deal. And when you come off from the beach, it's like landing on a cloud. But because there was a dog at her tail, I thought, if I come off, that's not going to be the worst of it. She normally just stops where I am when I've come off in the past. She was going to go. She was going to take off because she would have had a dog at her heels. And I don't even want to think what it could have led to, because we've got a safe stretch and it's well known, and once you've gone past that, you can end up where the horse is like completely stuck in quicksand. I don't know how it was an emergency situation in my head. I just thought, you have got to act the calmest you have ever been, and I did. And somehow I managed to pull her up, funnily enough using the voice, and I turned her to make her see the dog so she knew what the threat was. And I just stood there, and the dog, as soon as he realised there was nothing to chase, he stopped. And I waited and waited and waited for an apology from the owner. And I thought, if I get her moving before the dog goes back, it's going to come back again. And I never got an apology, and he just went. And I thought, right, I actually know people. I know of people that would have followed the owner. They would have properly like cursed to him, sworn at him or something. And I thought, if I go down that road, the day's going to get worse and worse and worse. Anyway, after that, oh, so this is what I did. Oh, I forgot this. I was filming on my phone. So I quickly checked on my phone to see if the footage had been saved. Because I remember turning to try to get the dog on film, and it wasn't saved. So when we go in the sea, when I'm trying to sort of get her in knee deep, we stick to a big trot, and because we stuck to the trot, when you've got a phone attached to your harness, it really bounces, and it had switched off. So I thought, from then on, I thought, right, I really need an action camera, because then I would have got the whole thing on film. I would have got the whole thing on film, and then if I'd come across the owner again, I could have said, look, I've got this on film. But here's the weirdest thing. Since that day, I've been back on, and I think a harness with an action camera attached to your chest is really, really visible. Like from far away, you can see what the rider's wearing. And I could be imagining it, but I've got the impression that every single person with a dog has just literally clipped their dog on a lead. Again, it could be just one of those things where it's just a coincidence, but I thought, can they clearly spot the rider's got, action camera? I don't know, anyway. So we're going to go for a trot. I can honestly say the majority of dog owners are brilliant, but you'll always get that one utter beep. Just say sorry. Anyway, forget that story. I've got this habit of pulling up my sleeves. When I used to compete, like years ago, I had this really nice show jacket, and my partner said, like, why are you destroying the sleeves? Why? It was like the only expensive piece of kit I had, my show jacket. Why are you destroying the sleeves by pulling the sleeves up? And I said, because when I'm doing something serious, I've got to pull my sleeves up. I can't have from my elbow down exposed. I don't know, it just makes me feel a bit freer. It's like really weird. When I first started attaching this GoPro to my chest, I literally said to someone, on horseback I feel fine, but like if I'm walking with the dogs or something, the first time I did it I thought, I feel like a plonker. I feel like I've got a machine attached to my chest. It didn't feel natural. But now I did it, as in a wall harness, like a dog walk, and I didn't feel like a plonker at all. Suddenly the harness with the action camera attached began to feel like a piece of my skin. It just felt so natural, and all of a sudden I thought, I've got used to the kit, I've got used to the feel of it. So that was a really nice feeling. Because I always think if you feel like a plonker, it kind of, obviously the way that you're feeling shows, like, I don't know. Does anyone have any stories to share about GoPros, dogs, hacks, hacking out? One thing I'd like to do in the future is a hack with a friend, a hack with another rider. I'm sure she won't mind me mentioning her, but so I used to hack out with a friend at the beach. She actually lived right by the beach, so last year it was her and me, like, for most of the year. And even though my friend, like, had a few problems, like, sort of, you know, not just her, loads of riders have had problems getting their horse onto the beach. It's the mud. There's a section which is just blooming horrendous. My farrier actually told me one of his kids in the section which you used to get on the beach, he said one of his kids, one of their wellies, the suction was so bad, him and his wife had to pull their kid out, literally. So can you imagine the problems some riders might have? So that was one of the problems that my friend had. But anyway, when those problems weren't happening, the two of us were basically hacking buddies, and I miss it. Yeah, you very much become a solo rider. So when you do get the opportunity to, you know, do something with somebody, you sort of jump at it. Yeah. So I think it will make for a great vlog as well, and it's lovely for the horse too, because they get a bit more of a social life. Sorry, when she's my ex-racehorse, but when I hack down the lane, I mostly just hack on the buckle. I literally do not even have her in a contact. know, my sleeves are literally falling down, so I have to pull them up. Right, so back when I got her 4 years ago, this stretch here was basically a nightmare. I mean, it wasn't even fun. There was so much like racehorse anxiety, and she'd be bouncing, again, not in a fun way. Be honest, I didn't used to ride her back. I used to hop off and walk her back, ride her out and walk her back, because I'll be honest, it used to be terrifying, but now I can sort of handle her in most like situations. But yeah, no, there was a lot of anxiety, and I needed to find a way to deal with it, and I did. She's bloody brilliant now. First time I took her out on the roads, she literally leapt over a car bonnet, and the driver didn't help, so I just left that for like 18 months because I just thought, oh my god. And I did like lots of other things with her, and then it just all changed. You just keep at it, don't you? You just don't you dare. Yeah, so Lara's 8. I got her 2 weeks before she turned 4, and she's exactly not what I was looking for, and she's turned out to be the best decision ever. I do not regret it at all. Yeah, I didn't want, I mean, I know baby horse to some people is like a foal or something, but to me, like a 3-year-old that's just about to turn 4 is like a baby horse. I did not want a baby horse. I wanted, you know, like, but I don't regret it. Do not regret it at all. And the people I got her from, they said, so a number of people had come to view her, and they said that they'd like to see her go to me. And because I'd missed out on an opportunity about 3 years earlier, and I was in tears, I didn't want to miss out. I just literally put a deposit down immediately, like £300. X-racehorse, they're not like really expensive anyway, but I just put a deposit down immediately. Yeah, we're just going to go up into the traffic for a bit. Been trapping so much. It was basically love at first sight, even though everything she did was like wrong. Yeah, I'll explain that on another day, otherwise I'll just be talking and talking and talking, which I suppose is a good thing because people think you're mad. Hello. Hi. Yeah, come on, let's go. You've got to go. Come on. Good girl. You're such a good girl. Oh, come on. We've got to go past this. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. What a good girl. Yeah. Good girl. I forgot that was there, like brand new. She's not seen it before. So yeah, so I can, when I go to the beach, there's no road like this. So this is like really fast moving lorries. So I've done loads of work with her on the roads, but I'll never get her bomb-proof on a road like this. And why would you want to? Bloody horrible. But just to show her something now, steady. Good girl. So this is relaxed mode, i.e. summer. So in winter, she'd be in there'd be so much more anxiety. if I was bringing her round this corner with all this traffic coming in the winter. So this is, oh fuck, you see that lorry coming? Steady, good girl. Yeah, so this is relaxed summer mode. Good girl, steady. Oh. Sometimes the reason I bring her down this stretch is basically just to practice a bigger trot, because I don't have an arena or anything. So yeah, for that reason.